was top-notch today, Fiamma.
The story is set in a strict British boarding school in the 1930s called St Mathilda's. It revolves around a group of girls who look up to their mysterious diving instructor, Miss G, who once was a student at the school. One of the girls, Radfield, has a crush on Miss G and holds a position of influence among her dormitory mates.
Where's my butter? Oh, how generous of you.
However, when a sophisticated and worldly Spanish girl named Fiamma Corona arrives at the school, Miss G's attention shifts to her. This creates a complicated love triangle, with Miss G becoming obsessed with Fiamma, who is both disturbed and disgusted by Miss G's behavior. Meanwhile, Di becomes incredibly jealous and makes Fiamma's life miserable.
These are the rules. 5 things.
During a trip to a nearby town, Miss G attracts unwanted attention from local guys and returns visibly upset and panicked. The bullying of Fiamma reaches its peak when Di and her group force her to leave the school.
There's a ferry that leaves in an hour, so you need to get a move on.
Despite Fiamma's attempts to seek help and her inability to return to Spain, she later comes back.
I'm really glad you came back.
As time goes on, Di and Fiamma begin to form a friendship.
Keep it if you like.
However, one night at a dorm party, Fiamma drinks too much and passes out. Miss G takes advantage of her unconscious state and sexually assaults her in her own room. Di witnesses this disturbing act and runs away.
Don't make me beg.
The following morning, Fiamma shows obvious signs of distress, and Miss G appears equally troubled as she desperately tries to console her.
Let them see that I hate you. I want them to know what you really are.
Di, feeling so jealous, eventually lies to her friends, claiming that Fiamma had seduced Miss G.
She's quite the little whore.
Realizing that her career may be in jeopardy, Miss G manipulates Di's affection for her into anger.
I have to leave. Fiamma wants to make it impossible for me to stay.
She convinced Di that Fiamma will fabricate lies about being molested by her, even though the truth is quite the opposite, and plans to orchestrate Fiamma's expulsion from the school. Di and her friends confronts Fiamma, and the situation quickly escalates when Fiamma refuses to address Di's aggressive inquiries.
You have to answer!
I don't feel well.
Fiamma hints at Miss G's dishonesty and flaws of character. Fiamma flees into the forest and the girls pursue her, relentlessly attacking her with their fists and stick under Di's leadership. During the assault, Fiamma suffers an asthma attack, causing the girls to stop out of fear. Realizing the severity of the situation, they race to get assistance, and Di coincidentally comes across Miss G.
Thank God I found it.
We'll take it from here, Radfield.
Who had witnessed the chase and beating without intervening. Miss G offers to stay with Fiamma, instructing Di to fetch a teacher. Alone with Fiamma, Miss G cruelly refuses to give her the inhaler and coldly observes her death. Di rushes back to the scene and witnesses Miss G placing the inhaler in Fiamma's lifeless hand, just as others arrive to provide aid. In that moment, Di and Miss G lock gazes, and Di comprehends the horrific truth. Later, Dai imparts the truth to the other girls, and together they confront Miss G. Unfortunately, they are unable to take any meaningful action, but they collectively decide to quit the diving team and symbolically surrender their sashes. The headmistress disregards the school's culpability and prioritizes preserving the school's reputation. Consequently, she temporarily relieves Miss G of her duties. The final scene portrays Dai leaving the school with a determination to explore the world, a dream shared by both Fiamma and Miss G. On the other hand, Miss G retreats to a modest room in the nearby village. She arranges her personal belongings on the bedside table, carefully making sure there are only 5 items. This rule reflects the school's requirement to display no more than 5 personal items on one night's table. Want more queer content? Then please subscribe and hit the notification bell.